Hey, hey everyone. That was supposed to switch over automatically. I was getting everything set up. It turns out I completely lost all my settings for the live streams that we've been doing for Macstock. The last one we did was last July, before Macstock, and I was busily recreating everything. And then on top of that, the sound blanket I have up in the corner there fell, and so I had to get, a roll of duct tape. Roll of duct tape will do wonders when you need it. Hey, I see a question from Jim already before we get started. Any chance that closed captioning can be turned on? You can try it. YouTube does have live transcription, closed captioning. You can click it on. It's not something I turn on. It's something that YouTube turns on. I do not know how accurate it will be, but this will be available later as well. So I'm super glad that you can be with us today, Jim. Hey, Rick. Hey, Chuck. But I don't know how good the closed captioning is going to be. Give it a try. Give it a try. See if that works. It is a beautiful, beautiful day out. It's about 30 degrees, which is 30 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about -1 centigrade. But I will take it. I will take it. We had a horrific ice storm come through here Thursday. It didn't affect us at home so much, but it did affect the area. A lot of people were without internet. A lot of people were without power. And of course, I'm watching that looking at all the trees down, looking at all the power outages here in Woodstock, and said, am I going to be able to do the live stream on Saturday? Rest assured, I would have had it done. I would have done it from home. We would have made it work, people. But Macstock Studios has weathered the storm. That's the important thing. So I said in the first newsletter the other day, I had a bunch of things I needed to do to get ready for the launch of Macstock this year. I got a fair amount of them done, not all. I did go through the Macstock website. I got a lot of updates done to it. You're still going to see a little bit of weirdness in there. So if you see a color left over from Macstock 2020/Macstock 6, don't yell at me. I'll get it fixed in the next day or so. I'm working on it. I also need to finalize speaker lineups. We're going to talk about that more in just a moment. Rick says, hey, Brett. Rick says it's 45 in Ohio, so not too much different. So let's see. This was fun. Then I'll get back to my notes in a minute. I had a big setback with the ticketing engine. So here we are. We're supposed to, hey, Martine, we are supposed to go live with ticket sales today, right? That's the idea. That's what I wanted to have happen today. And I'm sitting there going through, working on the Macstock website, and I'm pointing over this way because it's up on my screen there while I'm talking to you. But going through it, and I said, let me try the ticketing engine and see how it works. And it didn't work so well. So finally got it ironed out about 3:30. There's still a little weirdness in it in one respect. But I do want to go through it with you guys in a little bit because it is a new ticketing engine. So that's why we're having a little problems integrating it into the site. But it is a new ticketing engine. I think I got the problems worked out. It doesn't stop you from buying them. It just might make you take pause. Let's see. So what else? It's really cool to see all you guys in there. Who am I seeing in the chat? I'm seeing Frank. I'm seeing Martine. I'm seeing Tom. That's awesome. Hey, Tom. I haven't been able to talk to you in a little while. Chuck, Rick, Jim, Brian. Oh, it's so awesome to see all you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm actually pretty excited. This is not something we've been able to do before. If you remember back in 2021, I was out there in the Woodstock Square in the snow with my camera. It wasn't a live stream, but I was recording and telling you guys that unfortunately it looked like we were going to have to postpone Macstock yet again. And then last year we started with live streaming, and we did that in February. And one of the reasons I did it is because we had so much to cover in order to make Macstock happen in 2022. We had so much to cover. I wanted to make sure I was talking directly to you. And that was a long live stream, and we covered a lot of stuff in that stream. And we didn't really think of it as a launch party because, to be frank, I think we were still considering if it might even happen. We wanted it to happen, but we were still wondering if Macstock was going to happen. And then, come March, April, we just went on with regular news. So we never really had this kind of, hey, let's kick off Macstock type event. So I'm pretty excited that we get to do this today. So I think this year is going to be a little different. We're back for real this time. Last year was that rebuilding year for Macstock, and I think based on the feedback I'm getting, we're really going to be back for real. I'm excited about some of the speakers who've already come on board. We have room for more. Again, I'll talk about that in just a moment. So let's have a launch party. This is going to be fun. Tom, Tom's joined us. Nice to see you, Tom. Oh, this is great. All right, let's see how many people we actually have in the live stream. Okay, right at the moment, we've got 18 of you joining. That's really awesome. Very cool. All right, so what should we talk about today? First, Macstock dates. I put them in the newsletter, July 22nd and 23rd, 2023. So kind of the traditional fourth-ish weekend of July. I think that is actually the fourth weekend, right? 1st, 8th. Yeah, I think that's the fourth weekend. So July 22nd and 23rd at McHenry County College, same place it was before. Now we got off to a little bit of a slow start this year getting Macstock announced. Although to be fair, last year ticket sales didn't start until April. So a little earlier. We got off to a little bit of a slow start because I was investigating venue issues and things like that. And we finally got those ironed out about 2 weeks ago so I could get those dates firmed up, get them out to you, and let you know that Macstock is going to happen this year. So July 22nd and 23rd. The theme this year, this is exciting. So I have always had in my head the words be inspired. I always feel like Macstock is there to educate and to inspire people to try new things. So in my head, when I heard productivity, when I heard create, when I heard play, when I heard rebuild, I always put the words be inspired in front of it. Be inspired to be productive. Be inspired to create. Be inspired to play. And be inspired to rebuild. Well, this year, we're going to inspire everyone to learn. And that's the theme for Macstock 2023, or Macstock 7. See, I'm doing it myself. Macstock 7, be inspired to learn. And I'll tell you, I already have ideas for what future year's themes are going to be too. So schedule and speakers, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to, let's go ahead and switch over. Let's go ahead and switch over to the Macstock site here. There we go. All right. There's Brett and Aaron and Jay and Mike. All right. So let's take a look at the, now I don't have anyone's talks in the schedule yet, mind you. I did reach out to a number of favorite presenters, as well as some longtime presenters, folks who have not been able to present at Macstock with the last 2-3 years, and had a lot of really positive responses. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Oh, see, I already forgot. I already didn't change the menu on that. There's that weirdness I was telling you about. I'll have to fix that later. So the schedule this year is going to be a little bit different. Here's some more weirdness. The colors of Macstock 6 shine through. I do have the dates correct though. All right, so what we're going to do this year is something that we haven't done. I don't think we've done this since the first Macstock. Maybe the second, maybe 2016 was the last time we did something like this. But in 2017, 2018, 2019, last year, what we did is each presenter gave a 20-minute kind of introductory talk to their topic. And then in the afternoon, they give a 45-minute deeper dive. And, through the years of working with our presenters and talking to them about what works well for them and what doesn't work well for them, I did learn that process can be a little stressful for presenters to try. They really need to think of it as two presentations, a little micro presentation and a longer presentation. So what we're going to do this year, and part of this is brought about because of the changes to the venue. We no longer have the breakout rooms. There is a room available to us, but it's not as nice for breakout sessions as what we had before. So we're going to kind of do what we did last summer, and keep all the presentations on the main stage. So in order for that to work, what we need to do is change up the schedule a bit. Oh, by the way, I'll get back to the schedule in just a minute. See, live happens. I forgot to mention, we're going to have questions. You're going to have questions as we go through, information about Macstock this year, or you just might have a question in general, not about Macstock this year. Well, if you could do me a favor and preface if you have a question for me, if you have a question for Chuck, go ahead and ask him. But if you have a question for me, please do me a favor and put a Q colon in front of it. And what I can do is I can search for that Q colon and look for just the questions that have come through so that I can answer them as we go through the live stream. Sorry about that. I should have mentioned that earlier. Okay, so back to the schedule. What we're going to do is we're going to have 45-minute sessions. Every presenter is going to be given a 45-minute, it's kind of a traditional speaking slot, 45-minute speaking slot. And then those talks are going to be, we're going to have a 15-minute break in between each of those talks. So if we go look at the schedule here, not the menu, we'll go look at the schedule. We're going to start out as we always do. Registration and check-in is from 8 to 9 each day. At 9, I'm going to do my best to be brief on stage. And we're going to go ahead and have our first presenter set up and ready to go so that I get off stage probably no later than 9:10. I'm going to aim for just a 5-10 minute intro, welcome to Macstock. And then our first presenter is going to take the stage at 9:15 to 10. And then we will do a short 15-minute break. We'll do 10:15 to 11 for our second morning session, another break, and then 11:15 to 12. So we're going to have 3 presenters in the morning. We'll break for lunch, do that from noon to 1. And once again, we're going to be able to use the culinary services of McHenry County College. They've always come up with fantastic menus, and I have no doubt they're going to come up with some great menus again this year. I already reached out to them a week and a half ago and started that conversation of what new and interesting things can we have for lunches this year. So I'll let you know as soon as I find out. We'll break for lunch, and then we're going to come back in the afternoon for our afternoon sessions. And again, we're going to have 3 sessions. Now, those are going to start at 1 to 1:45, 2 to 2:45, and then 3 to 3:45. And then we're going to try to do an afterstock to wrap up the day, just like we did last year. That was a lot of fun. It's something I had been wanting to do for several years. We finally made it happen last year, and it's that opportunity to get all the presenters of the day up on stage. We'll have someone moderating it and taking questions from the audience, and I already have ideas for how we can make that work a little bit more smoothly than it did for our first afterstock last year. So I love those. I thought those were fantastic. We had some great conversations up there, really intriguing questions from the folks in attendance, and I'm excited to do that again this year. So that's basically Saturday's schedule. We have 3 talks in the morning, 3 talks in the afternoon. That's 6 presenters. I just did 10 for some reason. I don't know why. 6 presenters. And then we're going to mirror that on Sunday. So we'll have another 6 presenters for Sunday. And same breakdown. We'll have a quick welcome. Usually Brian does that on Sunday. Brian Henson, all of you remember him. He'll come up and do some announcements. I might do some quick announcements, but then we'll get right into our morning sessions again. And we'll do the 9:15 to 10, 10:15 to 11, 11:15 to 12, and then 1, 2, and 3, followed up by an afterstock again at the end of the day, which, again, I really enjoy those, and it's a great opportunity to get that day's presenters on stage and ask them questions, even if it's not about their presentation itself, maybe just about them or what's going on in their life or something that they talked about on a podcast or whatever. You can ask them those questions and hopefully get an answer. So that is the rundown of the schedules. And that's Saturday and Sunday. Now, hey, Tim. Tim from Texas. So I already started reaching out, as I said, to presenters. I'm excited about who's on board already. In fact, a couple of them are with us today. So let me go ahead and show you who we've got so far. I mentioned we're going to have up to 12 presenters at Macstock this year. Oh, there's more of those wonderful Macstock 6 colors. Get rid of those. All right. Dave Ginsburg is back on stage again. Dave has been with us. Well, Dave and Chuck, actually, both. I'll just put them both on screen here. Dave and Chuck both have been with us every single Macstock since the beginning. I am super proud and super happy to have them both on stage again this year. We have Mike Schmitz. Mike is a fantastic presenter. He really stepped up last year and did not one but two presentations when we had another presenter drop out at the last moment. Mike's a great guy. Kirsten Sia is going to be joining us again this year. I am thrilled about this. Kirsten gave a presentation in 2019 on sketch notes, and I kid you not, I still hear people talking about that presentation to this day. It was a great presentation, and I believe 2018 or 2017, I can't remember which year. I'm sorry, Kirsten. She gave a talk on Automator as well. So Kirsten is a fantastic speaker, and I am just thrilled that she agreed to come back again this year. And Allison Sheridan's going to be back again this year. I am very excited about that. Allison reached out to me, in fact, and said, hey, can I speak at Macstock again this year? And I said, darn tootin'. So Allison's going to be back on with us again this year, and I'm just pleased as punch. Pleased as punch. I don't know if Allison is with us today. Blake is asking, yes, Blake, is there a theme for the conference this year? Yes, as a matter of fact, there is a theme for the conference this year. The theme is Learn. So every one of our presenters is being tasked with the challenge of using the word learn as a framework for their presentation this year. So if you may recall that we had productivity, we had create, we had play, we had rebuilding. And last year we allowed the presenters to pick from any of those previous themes. And this year the theme is learn. So yeah, that's our theme this year. Okay, so that was Blake's question. Anybody else have any questions while we're at it? Let me do a quick search here and see. Okay, it looks like Blake's was the only one we had at the moment. Again, if anyone has any questions, just put that Q with a colon in front of it, and that'll let me know to look for that. Yep, so that's the theme, Blake. Learn. All right. I am working on room blocks. So I did hear from a couple folks already who said they reached out to the hotels that they've stayed at in the past, and oh my gosh, they couldn't believe it. We're getting some room blocks. We're getting some room blocks. And the first block that's open is actually with our friends at the Hampton Inn. So the Hampton has come forward and given us a block of 25 rooms for the weekend. And their rate for the weekend is $159 per room per night. And it's 2 queens or kings are the rooms that they have available for you. And if you are interested in booking with the Hampton again, the link for doing so is on the lodging page at the Macstock site. Or you can also call them. If you prefer to call them, you can call them and just make sure you give them the group code MAC. Now, the other hotel, we were just finalizing or getting to the point where we could finalize the block yesterday. So I do not have the links or any other information on the block yet other than who it is. And that is, they'll be added, they'll have a nice big thing up here too. But that is going to be the Holiday Inn Crystal Lake has gotten back to me, and they're going to offer us a block of rooms as well. So as soon as I have that information, as soon as I have that link, you're going to find that on the website as well. I do know specifically that the Holiday Inn Crystal Lake, he wanted me to emphasize that once the block is available, if folks can book rooms, they're setting aside 10 rooms. If folks can book rooms by the 15th of April, I believe he said, there should be room to expand that block and allow more rooms to be added to it as we move forward. I will get more details on that from him as soon as I can. Again, I just signed the agreement yesterday and sent it off to him. So as soon as I get that info, I will let you guys know and put it on the site. So it'll no longer be one of these little purple squares. It'll be a big block up here at the top of the lodging page. All these other purple squares down here are alternative hotels in the area. If you prefer one over the other, there's a Best Western in Woodstock. There's a Quality Inn. There's a Super 8. There's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Algonquin. It's a little far, but not too bad, not too bad. There's the Country Inn and Suites in Crystal Lake. And then there's the Comfort Inn in Crystal Lake. Comfort Inn has offered us blocks in the past. I've not heard back from them yet. I'm going to keep on them and see if I can continue to get a block of rooms from them too. They've always been really great to work with, and I think they're probably just busy this week. Okay, we do have some more questions. John asks, okay, good question. Good question. My mouse just died, so I'm going to switch to trackpad. Here we go. John said, I heard you say the breakouts would be in the same room. Did I miss when they will be held, or am I confused? No, you're not confused. I'm confusing things. I'm changing things up on you, John. So the deal is this year, there are no deeper dives. So every presenter is going to be giving a single 45-minute presentation. Those I've spoken with so far seem to think that that is a great way to go. They like that change. So we're not going to be doing the 20-minute in the morning and then the deeper dive in the afternoon. Instead, we're going to be doing one single 45-minute presentation, which really should give every presenter a great opportunity to get the point of their talk across. And like I said, so far, the presenters are liking that change. So that's what we're going to do, and that does allow us to have more presenters. Because of the lack of breakout rooms, we would have to either pull way back on presenters or make this change. So looking at the schedule, I decided to make this change, and fortunately, folks have liked it. So double bonus. All right, let's see. We do have another question. I forgot my mouse has died, so let's see. John asks, another John asks, is there going to be a Saturday gathering or Friday advance gathering? Is Barry going to get involved? You know what? Barry and I are actually getting together in a week. Barry, I can't speak for him, but he is incredibly busy with work, incredibly busy with family. I would absolutely welcome him to get involved again if he can. I just don't know if he will be able to. We're going to get together on March 10th, and then we're supposed to get together again a week or two after that. And I'm sure the topic's going to come up. I don't have an answer for you on that yet. What we have been doing the last few years is having a little bit more informal gatherings, just people deciding where they wanted to meet up and kind of gathering there. You know, there's the Bulldog Inn that's in front of the Hampton. A lot of folks have met there in the past. I threw together a last-minute gathering at the Public House of Woodstock here in the Woodstock Square last year. That worked out really well, too, and I may do that again. And there's a couple other places, too, where we can just kind of reserve space and let folks gather and just, you know, hang out and decompress for the evening. So nothing formal on the schedule at this point, but no doubt, absolutely no doubt, John, that there will be gatherings. I don't know about Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for sure. I'm sure there will be something going on. And if I can help facilitate that by reserving a spot at a restaurant or something, I will. All right, let's see. Oh, I know the logic. Oh, okay. Blake is asking, all right. I believe Blake is talking about Aaron's presentation last year. Anyway, we can get Logic Part 2 discussion. I enjoyed that segment and want to learn more. Yes, so many people enjoyed Aaron's talk on Logic last year. I enjoyed her talk on Logic. I'm pretty sure that's the one you're referring to. I had a conversation with Erin this week. Unfortunately, she cannot make it this year, but she does want to be involved in future Macstocks. So we'll reach out again and see if we can't get that Logic Part 2 maybe in 2024. But yeah, that was a great talk, wasn't it? And I just loved her presentation style, and I loved the way that she approached the topic. And and even to the point where she went out and shot footage from in and around McHenry County College's campus in preparation for her talk. That was just fantastic, and I really did enjoy it. And I was sad to hear that she couldn't join us again this year, but she did leave the door open for the future. So I'm hoping maybe next year, unless someone else steps up forward and does a Logic Part 2 as well. But I don't know. That's a little like Steven Spielberg not directing Indy 5. I don't know. Anyone else excited to see Indy 5? I do want to see that. I'd really like to see what they've done with the de-aging. Apparently Harrison Ford himself has said that they did a really good job with it. I don't know. I'm a sucker for that kind of thing, and especially when it comes to Indy. I'm really looking forward to that movie. Yeah, Martine, me too. Me too. Okay, so what other questions do we have? I think I made my way through all of them so far that have come in. Let me just double check here. Yep, Blake's asked about the theme. John's question about the schedule. John's question about the gatherings. And Logic Part 2. Yep, okay, so that we're caught up on your questions. I'll keep an eye on that and see if there are any more coming up. Martine also loves Indiana Jones. Yep, me too. Maybe that'll be our Saturday or Sunday evening event. We'll all go see Indy. I don't know. I have not heard from David, Blake. No, Blake is asking if David Sparks will be there. I've not heard from him. Of course, he's always welcome. I do not know. I don't know the answer to that. Okay, so we went through lodging. Oh, you know what? Here's a good point. Thanks, Blake. I'm glad you asked that. We have room in the schedule. I showed you the 5 presenters who've already agreed to join us on stage this year. I have feelers out to 2, 3, 4 more. 3 more. I think it's 3 more currently. One said she couldn't make it. But there's room in the schedule for more. If you know of someone who would make a fantastic presenter, I would love to hear from them. Send them my way. Let them know what you know about Macstock. Tell them to reach out to me, and I'll be happy to see what they're interested in presenting on and see if they would be a great fit for Macstock. So if you know someone who would work out well, please let me know. So it's Mike at macstockconferenceandexpo.com. Here's a good question. This is from Brian. Hey, Brian. Just coming in late. Sorry if answered. Will a digital download option be available again this year if we can't make it live? Yes, there will be a digital pass again this year. Everyone who purchases a weekend pass gets a free digital pass, so you can rewatch the talks at any time. That is actually, gosh darn it, I gotta get my mouse working again. If you have a digital pass for past Macstocks, you will find that under the conference menu, and then your digital pass. And then there is a link here for your available digital passes, so you can click and just go to the one that you want to watch. Or you could go directly to Macstock VI, Virtual Macstock 2021, 2020, Macstock 2019, and 2018. 2018 was the first year we did digital passes, so that is why we don't have any older than that. I never secured permission from the presenters in previous years to do that, so 2018 was the first year I did. And yes, it's not currently available for purchase, Brian, but it will be coming. Don't worry. And if you purchase a weekend pass, you'll get one free. John Long, what do we do with the discount tickets from last year? Oh, so you're talking about the gift certificate that you got in your name badge? Is that what you're talking about? That can be used as a gift certificate on the Macstock site. So add your ticket or tickets to the cart, and in the cart you'll see a link at the top for entering a gift card or gift certificate code, and that's where that gift certificate code goes. Good question. Yes, that's exactly where you use it. Okay. Let's see. Tom is asking if we do Zoom. You know what? I'm not going to do that again. We tried that once. We tried to bring someone in virtually to Macstock as a presenter, and it just didn't work well. I mean, it did work well. It was a good presentation, and we could get it to folks after the fact, but there were so many technical issues with doing it. I really prefer not to. So, if it's someone who can come in person, that's really what we're looking for presenters. Good question, though. Good question. Okay, so there is the question. Nobody's asked this question, but I know that it is a question. Oh, stupid mouse. Okay. Everyone wants to know about health and safety. So this one is going to be different than last year. It's going to be much more like 2019, much more like 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015. We do not have any particular health and safety rules in place this year. I'm still very concerned about your safety. I'm still very concerned about your health. There are still recommendations out there. If you are attending a large gathering, and large gathering usually means 100 people or more, that masks are recommended. That is my recommendation to you. I'm going to recommend that because we're planning to host approximately 150 to 200 people. These are 150 to 200 people from around the world. That I encourage you to wear a mask. It's not required, though. You don't have to. And there is no proof of vaccination requirement this year either, like we did last year. Things were quite a bit different last summer than they are right now. In fact, I was very pleased to see that the large wave that was expected late winter and into January never really came to fruition. That was really comforting to me and a big weight off of my shoulders when it came to planning for Macstock in 2023. I encourage it. I certainly do not discourage it. If you show up with a mask, nobody's going to look at you funny. I'm predicting a fair number of people will have them, but it is not a requirement. And you may even find me wearing them when I approach small groups of people and talk to you, just because I don't want to pass anything along to you that I might be carrying and not know it. But it is entirely up to you. There are no firm rules this year one way or the other, merely a recommendation based on some of the guidance that I've read, that when you attend a large gathering, again, roughly over 100 people, that masks are recommended. And that's sticking with, there's no guidance. That's the problem. There's no longer any guidance at the state level in Illinois. Most states don't have mask mandates in place anymore. They don't have mandates in place for anything. Illinois, specifically, this might be nationwide, and healthcare facilities, but there are no mandates for meetings, groups, or anything. So I'm going to be following those recommendations. There are plenty of people out there who are far smarter than me about health matters, and these are the decisions that they made, so I'm going to follow those. Well, one thing I am going to do though, one thing I am going to do is to help allow people to spread out a bit more if they choose to. There will be folks who aren't ready to get in close quarters with everybody else. They'll want to attend, but they may opt to sit, a little bit more distant from others. I get that, and to help provide a space for that to happen at Macstock, I'm going to, again this year, cap attendance. At the moment, I'm capping the attendance at 150. There is room there to expand, though, and still have that room to spread out. And I anticipate that we may need to add on to that. We may need to expand the number of available tickets, but right at the moment it's 150, and we'll just kind of see where we go from there. So for the folks who do like to kind of, keep a little distance, wear a mask and what have you, we're going to try to make sure that that space is available for you. Let's see. Are you going to have a video series? I'm not sure I understand the question, Frank. We are going to have the digital pass. So what that means, in essence, it's not a live stream, but for folks who want to re-watch the talks from Macstock VII, you'll be able to watch them after the fact via your digital pass. Same thing we've been doing since 2018. All the talks will be recorded. I can't account for technical difficulties we might have that might prevent a talk from being shown, but we have not had that kind of problem so far. Knock on laminate. But yes, the plan is to have a digital pass again this year. If you purchase a weekend pass, the digital pass comes with it. If you purchase a single day ticket, the digital pass would have to be purchased separately. So hope that answers your question. Okay, how to, oh man, this is an interesting topic. So how to reach Macstock on social. Yeah, I've kind of stepped back from Twitter since November. I have a very hard time supporting that platform at the moment. So I am moving to Mastodon. I did have, I do like Mastodon for one really good reason. I'll talk about that in just a second. But other than being federated and other than not needing to be on the same server, and it is easy to find people. I'm moving there, but I'm in the process of building my own server for it. I got a kind of a fun domain name for it, and I'm in the process of building my own server. I hope to have it done by today, but that was one of the things that kind of fell by the wayside. So I anticipate that will probably be done within the next week or so, and of course I'll let everyone know how to find me there. I do have an account. I've had an account on Mastodon for quite some time, a few years actually, for my podcast for Mac Guys Only, but I haven't really done a whole lot with it. Some folks follow me there. I will make sure that my new server, where I will have an account for Macstock, for Mac Guys Only, and for my business, if you followed me on one of the public servers, I'll make sure that you are automatically brought over to the new server as well. So here's what I like about Mastodon. You don't need an account. If you want to follow the toots that I'm putting out, and that's what they call them, if you want to follow the toots, you do not have to have a Mastodon account. You don't have to even have an account anywhere else. You don't have to have a Mastodon client running with stuff going by. Mastodon provides an RSS feed of all the toots that I put out. So if you don't want anything to do with creating a new social account, I don't blame you. You can follow via RSS. And by the way, there's an RSS feed for the Macstock website as well. So you could follow one or both, either, doesn't matter. Both will get you news. A little bit slower on the Macstock site, a little bit more current on Mastodon. But if you don't care to have an account, if you don't care to comment or provide feedback or whatever via Mastodon, then you can just follow the news via RSS. And it's a great way to do it. I still subscribe to quite a few RSS feeds just to get the news that's coming out from those sources. So I am setting up my own server. I didn't get it done in time for today. You don't need an account. You can just follow via RSS. Oh, and by the way, people have asked, I am looking into setting up either a Discord or a Slack server for Macstock as well. I know it's been on my agenda for a couple of years now. I have someone who has volunteered to help with that, which is kind of what I need. It's one of those things I can't spend a whole lot of time working on. I'm personally leaning a little bit more towards Discord, only because I found when I interact with Discord and I interact with Slack, Discord works more like I think. I mean, you kind of got to work with the platform that works for you. And Discord seems to work better for me, but I do understand that there are plenty of folks out there who prefer Slack. So I don't know. I'm still noodling on that, but I'm going to try to get that set up sooner than later so that when it comes to things like gatherings on Saturday and Sunday and whatnot, there will be a place that folks can go and trade information with each other to find out where they're meeting and all that stuff without having to figure out where it is on social. That makes sense? Okay. Oh, good question, John. And Frank. Okay, so let me take John's question first. So John's question was, is there going to be a Macstock Swap table this year? There is not. Most of that is for logistic reasons. What ends up happening, or what has ended up happening in the last couple Macstocks where we had a Macstock Swap, is I ended up with boxes and boxes of stuff that nobody wanted. And I needed to get it out of the college. Well, one of the changes that the college made last year is that we have to be out of there at 6 o'clock. They lock the doors. We have to be out. We can't leave anything behind. So come Sunday, we're wrapping up at 5. We have to be out the doors at 6. And one of the things that was always problematic wrapping up and getting out of there was Macstock Swap stuff because it was left. Folks didn't always take it back with them like I hoped that they might. So for now, Macstock Swap is on pause. It's on hiatus. Macstock Swap is on hiatus. I do want to bring it back. I really like the idea of it, and there's been some really cool trades that took place on the Macstock Swap. So I do want to bring it back, but I think that's going to have to wait a little bit until we get a different venue, some place that allows me to pre-set up and have a little bit extra time to take down stuff as well. And at the moment, that is not the college. So Macstock Swap is on pause right now. Sorry. Let's see. Oh, Tom was asking the same question. He was asking if we're going to have that legacy device exchange again this year. No. Sorry. Yeah, I know. Tom says he's going to help clean up at the end. I know. Everyone always does. And that's why the Macstock community is so wonderfully fantastic. You guys are so incredibly helpful. Folks show up Saturday morning. They're ready to help. They get things set up. They help guide people to where they need to be, especially folks who've been to several Macstocks and there are new people coming in. They help guide those people to where they need to be, to get them to the registration desk, to get them their swag. You folks are absolutely amazing people, and I love you all to death. Macstock Swap, though, it's a logistical nightmare in and of itself. I should take the camera and bring it into the other room and show you the stacks and stacks of boxes I have there. And books, software. Yeah, there's boxes. I have to bring it to recycling and get it recycled properly, but have not done that yet. There you go. I'm sorry, Tom. Let's see. You 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 can do a swap in the parking lot if you want to. Just don't get arrested doing so. Let's see. How much is a sold digital pass? The plan is for that to be $99. That's Frank was asking that. How much is the sold digital pass? $99, Frank. That's what it was last year. The costs have gone up a little bit this year. I did have to bump prices a little bit this year for Macstock. I don't have as much play because so many costs have gone up this year. But what I did try to do, the only ticket that really went up in price is the single day pass. The weekend pass is the same price as it was before. Single day pass went up by $10, and the digital pass remains the same $99 that it was before. So doing my best to keep those prices in line. Prices are going up everywhere, but I'm trying to keep Macstocks at a reasonable level and still cover costs for the weekend. So that's what we're doing with that. Okay, so tickets. Any other questions? I think I'm caught up on all of your questions there. Okay. So let's go back to the Macstock homepage here. And these are, it probably helps if I show it to you, huh? There you go. These are the 3 passes that will be available this year. Just like past years, we have the full weekend pass, we have the single day pass, and we have the digital pass, which is not available yet. Sorry, Brian and Frank. But it will be available this summer, just as soon as I can get that set up and ready to go. It wasn't set up in time for today. But the weekend pass is $299, same price as before. That's all the featured morning and afternoon sessions for both Saturday and Sunday. Lunch is included in both days. Of course, the limited edition Macstock t-shirt. The free digital pass comes with that too, so you can rewatch all the talks from the weekend at your leisure. As soon as I get them edited and out and ready for you to watch on the digital pass. And then there's always bonus swag for weekend pass holders as well. The single day pass is Saturday or Sunday admission. It's all feature sessions for that day, lunch included on the day selected, and of course you get the t-shirt as well. And then the digital pass, I just mentioned this a moment ago, but since I'm going through it, it includes all of Saturday sessions, all of Sunday sessions. And then the reminder, of course, is that the digital pass is not a live stream. It's not what we're doing right now. It is an after-the-fact edited version of the talks that went out that weekend. And you can jump from talk to talk to talk. So you don't have to watch them all in order. You'll actually be able to drop down and pick the talk that you want to watch. So those are the 3 passes. Let's go through the purchase process because I told you guys at the beginning that I had some problems last night. So let's see if those problems continue or if my 3 in the morning epiphany has solved things. All right, so it doesn't matter which one you click on. For one, all right. It does show the Saturday pass, it shows the Sunday pass, it shows the weekend pass. With the new ticketing system that we're using, it doesn't matter which one you click on any one of them, and it will take you to this page right here, which is running fully off my site. I'm not in partnership with any other ticketing agencies. This is not Eventbrite or anything. This is all running right off the Macstock site. And you have the option here to, it says 150 available. That's the initial number that are going out. And we'll see how that goes and if I need to expand that block at all. But you just pick here which ones you want. I want a weekend pass. And you know what? For my partner, I want a Saturday pass as well. Okay, great. So now when you click Get Tickets, here's the part that was failing last night. Let's see if it works. when you click Get Tickets, oh, hey, it worked. All right, awesome. So you get this modal box. You get this little pop-up box. And this is very similar to what you did before. It's exactly what you did before, just in a different format. And it gives you the opportunity here. It shows the weekend pass, the first attendee's name, their email address, t-shirt size, same sizes as we've done in the past, and then any dietary concerns. And then you scroll down, do the others. You know what? Here, I'm going to go, because we had the question about the gift certificate earlier, so let me go ahead and just put some stuff in here. Mike 1. I prefer you use real names. What should I use? You know, do you guys know that with Gmail or Google Workspace, you can do plus? So if you have, you know, like in my case, Mike at Macstock Conference and Expo, if I wanted to put that on, let's say I want to subscribe to Chuck's newsletter on his website, MacVoices.com. Let's say I want to do that, but I don't want him to, I want to have a specific email address just for Chuck. I could do something like orders plus MV at Macstock Conference and Expo. I'm just going to use the short version of it. And it will still get to me. It'll still come to that orders at Macstock Expo account, but I will know that it's the one that I assigned to Chuck's website. You can do that with Gmail, Google Workspace, any of those accounts. Just use the plus. I see that when folks sign up for Macstock, their name plus Macstock at gmail.com. No dietary concerns. Okay, and then we'll just do Mike 2, boop. And then, yeah, here. Let's do that. And I'll do Macstock. There we go. And this is exciting live content, isn't it? All right, so I filled out, I wanted to do this for a reason because I wanted to show how to input that gift certificate code when you get to that point. So we put in the attendee information, email addresses, t-shirt size, dietary concerns. Now, email address is important because each attendee is going to get their own QR code emailed to them. The QR code is how you're going to check in at registration. This new ticketing system allows my wife and my daughter and our other volunteers at the registration desk to scan the code off your phone. You just pull up the email, they'll scan the QR code off your phone, boom, you're checked in. We'll know right then and there which t-shirt size you selected, and also let you know if you chose to share any dietary concerns, what we've done to help with that at lunch each day. So it's going to be so much easier and hopefully faster for both Janet and Maddie when they're checking people in. And one of our awesome volunteers, Cindy, usually helps there too. But yes, so you're going to get a QR code. Everybody's going to get a QR code. And the main person who purchases the tickets is going to get all 3 QR codes. So look, really, you could just show the one email and just scroll through it and we beep, 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 each one. But each person who you are filling out one of these forms for is going to get their own QR code as well. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click Save and View Cart. And that's going to take me to the cart screen. And right up here, here's the answer to your question. Have a Macstock gift card? Click here to use it. So the folks who got those Macstock gift cards at Macstock last summer, just click here, enter the gift card code right there. I do not know why it's showing up in pink. I swear I fixed those colors last night, but there you go. And put in your gift card code there, click Apply Gift Card, and it will take that amount off your total. All right, so that's how that works. And then there aren't any coupon codes at the moment, otherwise you could put that in there. And then you proceed to check out, and you're good to go. And then you'll get the emails for the purchaser will get the email confirming the purchase. They'll get the purchase, the list of all the tickets, and then each individual ticket holder will get an email as well with the QR code. So How does that sound? That we've gone back and forth. Janet and I went back and forth on this for probably a week. Actually, it was more me going back and forth. I would do something, I would try it, I'd bring it up to her and say, what do you think? She's like, and so I'd go back and I'd fix it, and I'd go back and say, what do you think? And finally, when she said, that looks good, I said, ha, now we're onto something. So that's how that works in the Macstock household, especially when it comes to the folks who are helping me out at the registration desk. And again, that's my wife and daughter. It's a very family affair. If you have not been to Macstock before, you know it's a family affair. My dad comes and helps out. Many of my best friends come and help out. So many, as I said earlier, so many Macstock attendees help out. The Macstock family and my own family are really who make Macstock happen every year. So I'll say thanks to them at Macstock in person this summer, but thank you, everyone, because it really, really helps a lot. But that's how that works. I think that's going to work for everyone, right? Yeah. And with that modal box working, all the better. Okay. One more thing. If we don't have any questions, we are just coming up on 1 hour of our launch event. I hope you guys had fun. You know, I haven't really been able to read all. I'm going to go back and read all the chat and see what. Yeah, that was John's question, right? John's question about the gift cards. So you see how to put in that gift code there. It was a little thank you to everyone for coming out and putting up with what we had to do for Macstock last year. So there are. This is something a little fun I came up with. I came up with this last night. If there aren't any more questions, I'm going to go ahead and share this. I don't know what a launch party would be without party favors. So what I'm going to do is, for everyone who is watching the live stream right now, what I want you to do, and I'm not going to use this for any reason other than what I'm about to tell you, I want you to go to macstockconferenceandexpo.com/launchparty, one word, because you probably know, other than the folks who are in the chat room, I really can't see everyone who's on the live stream. So what I want you to do is go to macstockconferenceandexpo.com/launchparty. You have to do this no later than 1 o'clock tomorrow, Central Time, Sunday. That gives you 24 hours to do this. So it's not a big rush. And only folks who are watching this live are getting this information. So please don't share it. I know now that there's 25 of you watching. So if I end up with if I end up with a lot more requests, I'm going to know someone shared this. But the 25 of you that are watching right now, go to macstockconferenceandexpo.com/launchparty. Give me your name and email address. This is only going to be used for this purpose alone. You fill this out. I am going to email you a certificate that you can bring with you to Macstock. And it has to be done in person, unfortunately, but it's something you can bring with you to Macstock, and you can exchange it for a launch party favor. I'm going to put together something special just for you guys. Not entirely certain what it is going to be yet, but it's going to be something fun. And, think of party favors. They're always fun little things that you get to play with them and stuff. I have some ideas for joining with the launch party, for putting up with me for the last hour, quite frankly. Go to macstockconferenceandexpo.com/launchparty and bring that certificate with you to Macstock, and we get a little party favor in exchange. Brian asks, okay, this is a good question. Let me switch back to me. All right. Brian asks, there's some nuance here. If a single day pass is ordered, will the whole event be available digitally? Example, if I order a Saturday ticket, could I be able to digitally watch the Sunday presentation at a later date? The single day tickets do not come with a digital pass. So it's, excuse me one moment here. I apologize for that. The single day tickets do not come with a digital pass. Only the weekend pass comes with the digital pass included. So if you purchase a single day pass and you want the entire weekend's worth of talks, you would also need to purchase a digital pass to go along with it. Or if you just want to watch any of the talks, again, to get the digital pass, that's a separate purchase. So I know where you're going with this, Brian, because we've had other conversations. We can talk offline about it if you want, but the answer is single day tickets do not come with the digital pass. That's a benefit to the weekend pass holders. So if you purchase a single day ticket and want the entire weekend's talks, it's a separate purchase. So hopefully that answers that question. All right. Well, that is all I have today. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. This was a lot of fun. I am super excited for what 2023 is going to bring. You know, I don't normally talk about this kind of stuff, but I thought I'd mention it. With the past couple years, there's always been something, you know, some monkey sitting on my shoulder that we had to deal with at Macstock. I had a dream the other night, 2 nights ago, I had a dream that this was the best Macstock ever, that Macstock 2023 was going to be the best Macstock ever. I firmly believe it. And I believe it because of all of you. You're all going to be there. It's going to be a great time. Thank you all for joining me for this launch party. I look forward to seeing all of you at Macstock this summer. And if there aren't any other questions, which, oh, you know what? There might be. There might be some other, oh, Frank, okay. I understand what you're asking now, Frank. Okay, here we go. I'll wrap up again in just a second. So, Frank S. is asking, let me put this question up. Okay, we got a few questions. Cool. Frank S. is asking, I was asking about members' videos being shown. You're asking about the Film Fest. Yes. We do not have plans for the Film Fest this year at the moment. Now, it's very possible that that conversation might happen. But right at the moment, and for the last couple of years, there were some logistical issues with having the Film Fest, much like the Macstock Swap, except this actually involves borders between countries. So we'll see. We'll see. I love the Film Fest. I thought it was fantastic. I absolutely would love to bring it back again. It is a conversation that we're going to have. I don't know if it's going to be this year. So really good question. I don't know. I don't know, Frank. I do not anticipate the Film Fest happening this year, but you never know. There were a lot of things we didn't anticipate happening last year, and they all did, and we had a great time. So we'll just see. We'll see what the year brings us. But as soon as I find out one way or the other, as soon as I find out if it is going to happen, I will let everybody know. How about that? This is a question. Are you still with us, Chuck? This is a question for Chuck. Will MacVoices do the series on Macstock? He always has. He always has. So I'm hoping Road to Macstock will take place again this year. I love Road to Macstock. It is one of those series that I make sure to watch every single episode. And every single episode, I learn something new about Macstock's presenters. I absolutely love it. Chuck is such a great interviewer. And I'm really hoping that Road to Macstock happens again this year. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, here we go. Here you go. We have the answer from the man himself. Yep. And yes, we will. Awesome. Okay. Oh, no doubt. Brett asks, will there be more monthly live streams to update us on Macstock as the event? Yes. I love these. I really do. I love doing live streams. I love interacting with all you guys. I have started live streaming my podcast. You know, we used to just record it. We'd record it with Skype or Zoom or whatever all these years and never did anything with all that extra audio footage, if footage is the right word for audio, but we never did anything with it. And then in August last year, I said, you know what? I've got this Ecamm Live subscription and I really enjoy using it. Ecamm Live, by the way, is fantastic. They're not paying me to say that. It's fantastic software. If you're going to do anything like this is a great platform to look at. Definitely download the trial. But I got a special Black Friday deal on it a couple years ago. And so I always had the standard license, but once I got the Pro license on that Black Friday deal, I was hooked. It really is fantastic software. And now I'm doing the live streams with my podcast, the second and fourth Friday every month. And then I'm taking the audio and editing it down, and I'm having a blast. Eric and I are having a blast doing that. And I enjoy doing this. So yes, Brett, there absolutely will be more updates this way. Some folks prefer to get their updates this way. Some folks prefer to get their updates in a quick newsletter. Some folks prefer to get it on social. I'm going to try to cover all those venues. John asks, how do I view last year's talks with my last year's pass? Oh, well, if you had a weekend pass last year or you purchased a digital pass, which I believe you did, then you come here. Let me come over here real quick. Come to the Macstock website and go to your digital pass. And when you go there, you'll see that there's a spot to sign in. And again, I need to adjust these colors. But when you sign in with your account, the account that you use to purchase your tickets, either your weekend pass or your digital pass, you come to this page, you sign in, and it will show you the digital passes that you have available to you. And then you can watch them. And each one has its own page. So once you're signed in, you don't have to come to this dashboard if you don't want to. Once you're signed in, you can go straight to Macstock VI, Virtual Macstock 2021, 2020, which, by the way, the digital pass for Macstock VI included 2021 and 2020. It's kind of an all-in-one type thing. They were available separately, but anyone who purchased the digital pass last year got all three. And then Macstock 2019 and 2018. So all there. Sign in on that page and you'll be able to watch them. And they're actually Inside Baseball. They're all fed to the Macstock site via Vimeo. Vimeo does a really, really good job of allowing me to group the talks together and at the same time provide a nice little drop-down menu so you can skip to a particular talk if you want to. So I really like the job that they do, and it's something I started with in 2018, and I've just kind of stuck with them because it's worked well. Let's see. Oh boy. Now, I'm not sure I'm comfortable. Oh, if you tuned in at the beginning, I told you I duct taped my sound baffle up to the wall. It just fell. Let's see. This is a question again. I should have had you on live today, Chuck. Will we have a Chuck Joyner, Allison Sheridan duel? Kind of fun. I anticipate there will be a friendly duel of some sort between Chuck Joyner and Allison at some point over the weekend. So yes, I fully expect that we will. I'm going to leave it to Chuck to answer that one. Or maybe we'll have Allison on. Maybe we'll have Allison and Chuck on. That could be fun too. Oh, and Chuck's answer is, wouldn't you like to know? We would. We would all very much like to know. So, let's see. Hey, Bob. That's awesome. The Butterworths. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. The Butterworths are signed up and excited for another Macstock. Woo! I love you guys. I'm so glad you can make it again this year. Looking forward to seeing you again. And, you know, truth is, they don't live that far from me. I could see you guys anytime I want to. We should just do that sometime. We should just go get lunch sometime. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions? Don't know Jack again this year. Yeah, good. That's a good question. No, we don't have any Macstock game shows planned this year. Again, you know, a lot of times these things are started up and the folks who create them get schedule conflicts. And that's really what is the case with the Macstock game show, is that there have been some schedule conflicts that have kind of prevented it from happening the last few years. I've no doubt we'll bring it back again one of these years, but no plans this year for doing it as of this moment. So other than the Chuck Joyner, Allison Sheridan duel, any other questions? This was great. I really enjoyed this. If not, then I think I'm going to let you guys get on with your weekend. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy the rest of your time with your family and friends this weekend. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to one another. And we'll talk to you in the next live stream. Bye, guys.